I have no clue about Yemen.
It sounds like something Italian. Muslim.
Sand.
Like very strict people.
Food.
I really don't know anything about Yemen.
Yemen? Yemen. Yemen. Jewish?
The woman with the scars and traditional dress.
It's an Arabic country.
The girl, how they dress?
They're Muslim there, I think.
I think that's where the Arabic country started from.
The attack on the destroyer USS Cole happened in the port of Aden in Yemen at the southern tip of the Arabian Peninsula. At least 5 American sailors were killed, a dozen more are missing and feared dead, and more than 30 were injured. President Clinton had this comment at the White House this afternoon.
If, as it now appears, this was an act of terrorism, it was a despicable and cowardly act. We will find out who was responsible and hold them accountable.
23-year-old Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib was charged with trying to destroy a packed transatlantic jet. The investigation is also focused on Abdul Muttalib's background. His father, a prominent banker in Nigeria, told police he thought his son had recently spent time in Yemen.
My name is Haddad and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. My family's from Yemen, so I'm trying to go there when I grow up because I want to know where my family has lived. The main thing I want to see is my family members, and I want to see my dad's kids. That's the only reason I want to go, is to see where my dad lived and how he lived and like who are the people he lived with. When I grow up, I want to be a surgeon like Dr. Abdu Rashid. I want to be a surgeon so I can help people and make money, you know, as every other American that they want to do. I'm just like another American.
When I was a child, I was born in a small village called Irem, which is in the southern part of what used to be the Kingdom of Yemen. All women were illiterate. Very few men could read or write. Those who went to the madrasa to study the Quran. Child marriage was the common. Of course, I remember the valley and the mountains around it, because there was no other world beyond that. That was my world. The best thing was to read the only one book in the village, which was the Quran. When you are in a village like that, all actually encased by mountains, your dreams are limited. But my curiosity, I was a very curious child. I wanted to know about a lot of things. For example, I'll ask my grandfather, who also believed that the world was flat, what would happen if I walk and reach the end of the world? And he will say, only Allah knew. I'll ask, why does the sun come from the east instead of the west? How does the rain come? Where does it come from? Things like that. And then when my uncle, who used to work as a laundryman for the British in Aden, would come home and will tell me stories about Aden, about light without kerosene, water coming out of a pipe and not from a well, so you didn't have to carry it, and about these metal objects, big things, that carried people from place to another, called cars, and they were faster than camels or donkeys, very fast. I could not imagine them, I could not even picture them in my mind, but I got to see them, I just had to see them. So that's really what I wanted to get out of the village. Well, the minute I stepped out of the village, which was against my mother's wishes, by the way, I was always doing something against either my father, like in education, or my mother, of traveling, because she doesn't want me to get lost. He didn't want me to go far away. So anything that I saw after I left the village was a discovery, because I was really confined with this area. So from the village, traveled 3 days and 3 nights, barefoot and on camel's back through mountains, desert, until we reached Aden, which, if you will, that was actually the very beginning of my journey to the United States.